Alright, we're back inside, and right now I do not have the coach running or the generator on, so we'll probably just start up here. So a lot of the features up here we need the coach running for, just to show you and to be able to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up here. So the first thing we'll go over is, I know I have touched on this with you quite a bit, but it's a little confusing. So this is our leveling. Right now it's already leveled via air. So, and it's telling us it's done. So if we were to leave a campground or anywhere in the coach and it's already pre-leveled, all we want to do is put it in travel mode. And so right now it's bleeding all of the air out of the system it used to level it, and it's gonna get ready for travel mode. I usually let it do its thing until it says it's ready. And what I mean by that is, normally the system will either shut off or it'll flash like it was previously. I can also usually tell when it's done just because I don't hear any air leaking out or building up in the system. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that on the video or not, but so I usually just let it do its thing here. The only other method of leveling that you'll probably use would be an auto, and then you would so hit auto first and then hydraulic, and it'll level itself hydraulically for you. Obviously we want to use common sense. If we're parked on a high grade with this thing pointed downhill or something, it's probably not going to level. Usually once the jacks are touching the ground, we have an 8 to 10 inch leeway for it to be able to level. Most campgrounds or places or parking lots that we park in are usually going to be level enough for that system to work. So right now it's telling us it's in travel mode and we're ready to go. The transmission controller, the only buttons I've ever used in these is the R, N, and D. I've never really went through modes or anything like that, but I've also never really taken a diesel motorhome out on a trip. I have customers that lock them in 6th gear or use economy mode and this and that, but as far as driving them around anywhere I've had to take one, I mean, I just let it do its thing. So the next thing we have is the tag dump. So when we push and hold that, the tag axle will raise. I know we talked about that a little bit in parking lots and things like that for tight cornering. You can use that. Air horn switch. The ATC switch, that's one of those switches I need to figure out for myself. I forgot this coach had that button. I need to see what that is. So I believe that was for the automatic traction control, but I need to double check myself on that. The engine brake right now is currently on, and then over here on this button you can have it either in low or high. So once you're used to driving the coach, you probably figure out where you feel the button should be for where you're driving. So high mode is it's going to slow the coach faster, and then low mode is going to slow the coach slower. We have our electric window switch right here, and then we have our mirror heat, and then we have our power mirror button. So our headlights, fog lights, and then dim and bright for the dash. And we also have a auxiliary button down here for the batteries. What that does is, if you push the coach side, it'll connect the house batteries with the coach batteries, and if you hit the generator button, it will connect the house batteries to the generator side. You also have a smart wheel, which just means you can turn on your headlights and cruise control and windshield wipers from the steering wheel. We have all your AC controls. We have docking lights, which are lights on the side of the coach, hood light, dome light, the radio switch. If you're ever parked in a campground and want to use the cameras or the stereo, if you have that switch on, it'll connect it up with the house batteries instead of the cranking. And then we also have your generator switch and another generator hour meter in here. So I think that's probably about everything we need to go over up here. Obviously you have power seats. Up here in the cabinet is our TV antenna, our slide out switches, the power for the TV antenna. And here's our tank monitor, our awning switch, thermostat, generator start stop switch, the surge guard, the step cover, aqua-hot buttons, the power control system, the inverters, satellite dish, and the floor heat thermostats. Have the TV up here, and those is just storage. So going through here, microwave, stove. As I'm going here, I'm just kind of looking to see if there's anything we need to go over. This one's got the residential refrigerator, so anytime we have an inverter on, the generator, or if we're plugged in, the refrigerator will be on. I don't really think there's anything in the bathroom. In the bedroom area, again, we have another generator start stop switch back here. The little switch over there is for the ceiling fan, and then all the buttons next to it are for random lights back here. And then you have the sleep number controllers on both sides of the bed. Really don't think there's a whole lot of anything else I need to go over. A lot of this stuff is just going to be, you know, when you're using it, you'll get used to where buttons and switches and all that stuff are. The other set of awning buttons are right here on the underside of the cabinet above the dinette. These are also 110 volt, so in order to use these switches, you'll need to be plugged in, or the generator will need to be running. On both sides of the camper, there's one here, and then there's one back here. Both of these are GFI outlets, so if we're ever making coffee and blow drying hair or anything like that and we lose power, usually it always means it's just tripped one of those GFI outlets. So let me know how these videos are. If I need to go further in depth or anything, we can do that, but I think you'll be fine as far as using the coach and everything goes. There's a lot of stuff on the coach that you'll probably never really use that will be for us to service or take care of for you. But I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. So after watching these, just let me know if I need to make more or touch on anything more specific, and I'll be glad to do so.